This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Hi, this is Devin Grayson, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
It's here. It's finally here. Episode 169. That's right. Welcome back, everyone. I am Phil. You know that. This is the brainchild, you know it, the mistress of mayhem herself from Florida. It is...
Hey y'all, it's Little Hellfire. It's episode 169, and you're not ready for it.
And, of course, always joining us, the Tom Selleck of New Jersey. It is...
Charlie, the Professor Essa.
And you hear his name uttered in hushed tones every week, but we are finally joined by Rob, Master Doom Southgate.
Yeah, I am super excited to be here, and I have not done my homework, so this is going to be shooting from the hip as usual.
I know. Homework.
Let Rob go last.
True.
No, I was going to go to all Archie comics.
It doesn't matter if he did his homework, remember?
I get so much right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't it. I'm the professor, aren't I? No, you're the professor. I'm the master, so, I'm the one that gives the homework.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah, and Phil, just because we say his name under our breath, it's not the same as in hushed tones.
Wait a minute, who's the arch nemesis around here?
That liquid courage is flowing tonight.
Oh wait,
prerequisite.
Beast. That's mustache,
Philip,
Charlie.
prerequisite.
Oh, okay. Yes, remember everyone's standard boilerplate.
This is a family show?
No.
Nobody tell Rob.
Yeah. Somebody tell me.
All right, Lilith, this was your brainchild, so how are we doing this?
Well, it's all 69 all the time for this episode. We picked our favorite 69 issues. It could have been 169, 269, 369, so on and so forth. I went with the classic, just good old 69 numbering. I don't know how you guys did it, but yeah, as long as the issue ends in 69, 96s were allowed for the dyslexics and the Matt Conas out there.
Yeah.
So
can I go first?
Yes, she may, Professor.
As if we could stop you.
My first book is Tales of Suspense 69. First appearance of Titanium Man.
Talk about your sophisticated suspense.
I'm going to tell you, man. Ooh. Oh, it's already at the back. That's why. So, got it going backwards. So we have a 1940s cap tale. Well, he and Bucky are infiltrating a Nazi stronghold, although it's crazy because Bucky goes on the adventure by himself because he's in London.
He pulls a Jason Todd, yeah.
Yeah, but then Cap is out in France and liberates the town. Then he's going to run back to London to save Bucky, but he doesn't know that the Nazis are going to sending reinforcements to retake the town. How will he ever get back, save Bucky, get back to France, save the town? We don't know. That's only one issue.
I believe
later again.
I believe that story too. I think I saw that. What is it? That 60s Marvel cartoon, where they took the actual panels and they just made part of it move and stuff. I believe I saw that story on that too.
It's entirely possible. It is some classic artwork. Look at Bucky. You just know that man. And I love Bucky in this because he is like, I'm a tough superhero too, man. I got literally no powers. I'm literally just the camp mascot. I'm literally 3 feet tall compared to you, Steve, but I'm a superhero too, and do what that ends poorly. I don't know if these are actual tales from the 40s that are reprints or modern stories written, retold, but we also got this British guy. He's a traitor. He lost his hand. He's all Ahabby, except that was his leg, and that's why he's turning against the British for the Nazis. But then he's got a smallification ray. He has unlocked Pym particles before Hank Pym even did it. And his first experiment is shrinking down dolls, which shows, see, I can shrink Captain America and Bucky because I shrunk mannequins. And the Nazis said, good enough for us. I can't imagine a better use for this amazing weapon than shrinking two superheroes. So, because they're the Nazis. But, yeah, so Titanium Man versus Iron Man. It's a great story. Basically, we get our first Iron Man, our first Titanium Man bad guy, who is, I don't know if I'm going to try and get his name here, but he's pretty cool. He is running a gulag with a bunch of political prisoners. So he makes the political prisoners build him a bigger, better suit of armor than Iron Man has, as he studies Iron Man films. Then once, of course, they build it, he promises the scientists they'll get their freedom if they build him the suit. Once he builds them the suit, he has them executed because he does not want anyone else to have the suit. And he's a big guy, and he's good with knots, so he challenges Iron Man to a battle. Iron Man is dealing with all of his angst and emotional turmoil. Meanwhile, this senator, who I think is actually based on the senator, I'm trying to see which, is this Senator Byrd, I think? Anyway, Senator Byrd or Senator Stern, one of the others. They challenge Iron Man to the fight. Iron Man is all angsty because he truly loves Pepper, but he can't tell her because he's Iron Man and he can't put her in danger. And it's kind of cute because like Pepper's all in for Happy, and she thinks that Iron Man's not into her, but he's like all into her, and it's sad. And big fight happens, things get exploded, and and we don't know how it ends because I didn't read the next book. But that was Tales of Suspense number 69, a classic of modern Marvel fanfare at its best, and maybe one of the oldest books we've read here today. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how old book year goes, because that one actually predates. Because I figured out that because Tales of Suspense premieres in 1959 and is at 69. Fantastic Four 69. My next book, Fantastic Four started in 1961, so they probably got to 69 first. I'm going to do what I want to do. Tony Stark had to get to 69 or Reed Richards.
All right, who's next, Lil?
You can go.
Okay. All right, let's shift gears. I'll work my way up to the best. I'll go with a DC book. Green Lantern 69.
Yeah. So you're definitely not starting with the best.
Oh! How dare you?
Shots
Wait a minute,
fired.
that's my shtick.
From December 1995, an Underworld Unleashed crossover for those two Marvel boys over there. Yes, Underworld Unleashed was the big event going through all the books back then. Neuron, the demon Neuron, who's basically DC's Mephisto, basically went to all the villains and was like, oh, hey, I'll upgrade your powers, so, in exchange for your soul. And half of them were just like, soul, I don't believe in that stuff. So, yeah, go ahead. Basically turned Killer Moth into a real giant Killer Moth. And the guy in this is a new guy.
They were super villains. Didn't he already have their souls?
Unless he, I don't know if he doesn't get them till they die, maybe.
You give them their souls while they're alive? Okay. Okay, Neuron. It's your business. I'm not going to...
Hey, all I know is, Lex Luthor...
Legends did it better. Fight me.
Lex Luthor got a nice shiny clone body. Leave him alone. And, it's a pretty good story. It's this new guy, and the cover's kind of false advertising because it looks like Donna Troy who gets beaten all to heck, but it's actually Kyle Rayner who gets beaten in this issue.
One of my favorites. Thank you. You know me so well.
I know, Lilith. I knew you'd enjoy that. But no, this new guy is at Purgatory. I guess he feeds off the green energy until Kyle Rayner overloads him with basically shoots him with the lantern battery.
With stupidity. Stupidity.
How dare you? But yeah, he basically overloads him and he thinks he's cured until I guess Neuron takes him back to hell. But No, I enjoyed this in the 90s, so I thought I'd throw some DC in too. You heathens.
That's fine. I just don't have DC Universe because no one does.
I do.
Actually, a lot of people do. It's just not you. Like, they use it specifically for the comic book service, not necessarily the TV shows. There's plenty of people that do that.
Fair enough. I'm already paying my $9 a month for comic books, so.
Yeah, I have it, and it's literally for the comic books, mainly because I got tired of the Marvel books, and I was like, oh, time to change it up. And actually, I wish that, like, Dark Horse or Image would do it, and I would ditch the DC one then for a while. It's not that I'm tired of reading Marvel, it's that I'm tired of just reading Marvel.
Yeah. You know the problem
support
with
IDW. Don't support Dark Horse.
I love IDW,
Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, but Dark Horse
And
has
boom.
some great books. You know what? If IDW did it, I'd jump on it in a heartbeat.
I'm thirsty for it.
I love
now.
their crossover stuff. Gimme.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so my pick for
Gimme.
My pick for 69, my number 5 pick is Deadpool 69, Healing Factor finale, because, you know, I am a co-host of Wade's World, and y'all know it ain't me unless I'm shamelessly plugging something. So we did cover this. This is right.
Yes.
This is the end of that original run.
Gail Simone.
Gail Simone wrote it. Yep, it was basically the preview for Agent X that we didn't know was the preview for Agent X. But yeah, so that book stopped and then Agent X started, and it's basically just a preview. It's a big punch 'em up extravaganza. I like it. It's fun. I love Gail writing Deadpool. So, you know.
The art's really good on that.
Kind of a perfect fit.
The art's
so
good.
Udon did really good on that one. So yeah. Rob, did you scrape up an issue?
Scrape up nothing. I've got a killer here. So my first book, I was already prepared. I lied. I'm somewhat prepared, and you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong. I love it when I don't have to waste time using my own breath, Phil. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm going with Star Wars number 69. Wait a minute. Wait for the name.
Nice.
Death in the City of Bone. Appropriate. Yep. So
Nothing like some good old moisture farming. Am I right? Sorry, I stole your speech. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Suck it, Kuna.
So this issue, it's Star Wars. What else do you need to know? It's Leia and C-3PO have been captured by the Empire. There's a deal with Dengar that goes on, so you know they're like trying to bring in the bounty hunters. There's a part later on when it shows Lando and Chewie flying the Millennium Falcon, and they're pursuing Bossk. So it's like they're just trying to get all the characters that they could from that little scene in Empire and making a story around it. And it takes place in the City of Bone. It's actually a pretty cool story. I really enjoyed this run of Star Wars that Marvel had. So that was a go-to for me. I was like, oh, you know what? I bet there's a good issue 69. This was a really cool issue. You had giant bone creatures attacking them. Yes. I'm trying to think if there was anything else about it. I mean, there's a Mandalorian camp that they go to, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And you get a little bit of that Mandalorian lore, which I am sure Jon Favreau read these comics because there is little bits of it strewn throughout the Mandalorian. And listen to Radio Free Endor on the Southgate Media Group Network. Plug. Okay.
Do they say this is the way, Rob?
Don't they always?
I don't know. That was the first time I heard it in this recent one. So
actually, they didn't. But you know what? That is, for me, as strong as May the Force be with you. I love This Is the Way.
It is the way.
And when they finally give the property over to Jon Favreau to fix some of the stuff, it will be the way.
Absolutely.
He gets it. You guys know, I'm a little busy. And I get behind on watching things. I'm about halfway through The Mandalorian, and I had to stop because now Martha and Molly want to watch it. But damn, he got it right. Like, I'm watching the show going, this is what we have wanted. This is what we wanted. Forget even Star Wars. This is how we wanted Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be. This is what I wanted from some of the DC properties. Like, the way he's grounding it, and giving us all that fan service, while at the same time it doesn't feel like fan service.
And it's like a mix of genres. It's sci-fi, but it's like a Western too.
Yeah, well, that's really the deal with Star Wars, and that's what he gets.
Well, this more so than even like the movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But see, Star Wars. So Star Wars, a lot of that was based on those Japanese films, which a lot of the Westerns were based on those Japanese films. So he just went and said, okay, well, I'm going to take that same idea, but I'm going to really make the Mandalorian a gunslinger. And he told a gunslinger story, and it's fantastic.
Yes, it is. And now that Disney has finished their contractual obligations to the Skywalkers, they can actually tell stories in that universe now.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we have
maybe, just maybe, Lando will get his Disney Plus TV show actually.
Yeah, well, they say it's going to happen in these interesting times. It depends. But damn, I would love to see that. That would be super cool. And Donald Glover.
He was robbed of his movie.
Well,
I feel like he was robbed of his movie, so they do need to make the show.
Well, that's what.
Well, there is also a movement trying to get, or actually, I've heard rumors of a script going around for a sequel to Solo, which Disney Plus, they would make it. They have the sets and everything. They've got a way of shooting because of Mandalorian that they didn't have before. And they could easily produce a Solo 2. That was supposed to be a trilogy. And Lando was supposed to get a big old part. And, I mean, we got a glimpse. I will say one thing about that movie. They need to rework the Phoebe Waller-Bridge character. That robot was terrible. And I love her. I love Killing Eve, which she writes and produces. I love Fleabag. Like, every time she's on, I'm like, yeah! And then that robot, I'm like, oh.
Well, she's gone now.
Star Wars, anything revolved around Star Wars, it's always that one character that's cringe. It's like, it's a thing. It's our bane of fandom.
Misa don't understand. What do you mean?
I liked that character, as I believe we were talking about the same character, the robot liberation person.
Yeah.
I loved her, and she was great, and then she gets,
You like Jar Jar Binks too, don't you?
She becomes wild.
No, I like the lore. I like the headcanon of Jar Jar Binks.
They got this character right as far as a robot. That's where they got it right.
Alan Tudyk, right?
Yep, that was right.
Alan Tudyk, yeah.
They got it.
Well, Alan Tudyk. You got Alan Tudyk.
You're kind of used to it, yeah.
Yeah, but you had Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Why did you give her crap dialogue to work with and a very
Well, no, I'm sorry. I think the idea of droids kind of being sick of the system kind of makes sense.
That makes sense. It was the dialogue was terrible, and sure, her attitude was weird. It didn't fit the character.
Well, I don't know what real AI would be like. I think they're in a constant state of turmoil because they have a programming that they must follow, but they also have free will and sentience. And, I think given the ability to be beyond their programming, but still being bound by their programming, would create very interesting and complex characters that don't make a lot of sense. But,
everybody can't be Ex Machina. That's the moral of the story.
Oh,
you haven't watched Ex Machina, watch it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, watch
anyway.
it. What a movie.
Number 4.
And I will say this.
The ending on that was phenomenal.
Oh, hey.
My favorite droid is Taika Waititi as 1199. The bounty hunting droid.
What was that? Oh, in
Mandalorian.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Great.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've gotten to his return yet.
No, I haven't. But he keeps trying to commit suicide, and it was killing me. Mandalorian's like, stop it.
He's an amazing character,
don't do it.
And I'm also glad that they're doing more with that director because he's a good director for this stuff.
Hey, Lilith, before we're done, remind me, I have feedback from Ray, too, so.
Awesome. Okay. So, to get to Ray faster, our triplet, what's your number 4, Philip?
I thought Charlie was first.
Wait.
Or whoever. Not bad.
Yeah, we all went once.
Did Lilith do hers? Okay.
Yeah.
Lilith did hers, Rob did his. Okay. Mine is Fantastic Four 69. Betrayed by Ben Graham. Bum, bum, bum! So, see, by Ben Betrayed. I'm sorry, Stan. I got your phraseology wrong. and we have this scientist who's all evil, because you can tell he's got an evil mustache, and he is like turned Ben Grimm against the Fantastic Four because he actually cured Ben previously or something, and Ben got turned back into the thing, and he's all mad and he's smashing stuff, yada yada yada, and then after they all basically after he ambushes the Fantastic Four, all the fights, yada 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 yada, we get the reveal that it's really the Mad Thinker the whole time, who had determined with precise mathematics what was happening. I kind of get the feeling the Mad Thinker is based off of Humphrey Bogart's character in the Kane Mutiny, but I'm not certain of that. The precise mathematics. And, anyway, but here's what I really love about this issue. Aside from the fact that, so here we got, Reed saves Ben as he's falling off the building, but then forgets that, Ben weighs like 800 pounds and he's falling at full speed, and so actually pulls Reed off the building too.
Do the math.
Yeah. Reed didn't do the math. But, the Mad Thinker finds the negative zone. Because Reed just sees these things hanging around. Yeah. And Reed's flying around the city as a hang glider. But what I want to get to is when they get in touch with the police, because they need the police's help. And we get to see a certain white-haired captain. We don't get his name. We only know that he's the captain.
He might be a Stacy, is what he's saying.
That's Captain Stacy. That's his first appearance. Fantastic Four 69.
Is Tennille with him?
Different captain.
Kona.
I'm certain that is Captain Stacy. I'm certain when they came up with the idea of Captain Stacy, someone was reading the book and says, hey, who's this police captain that everyone keeps on talking about in this book? And they said, you know what, let's make him into a bigger story. Oh, and there's the actual weird mustached guy that Mad Thinker had captured, and the androids, and yada, yada, yada. We don't get a resolution because, of course, this is just one of many. But yeah, there's Stacy. There he is again. And then we get back to Ben. Ben is really mad in all of this. Oh, but I love this. Right there. There's some classic comic book for you. I'd like to say, it was a different time than it was the 60s, but they did that all through the 80s. Just grabs a coat and a hat.
And no one notices him,
basically invincible. And, of course, it fits. It's like not just that he grabs a coat and a hat, but that it just, perfect fit.
Men's big and tall.
And some very fat men live in New York City, apparently. And then
you're close to there. You know that's true.
Yeah. 1 down, 2 to go. Yeah. But I just don't have my my trench coat and floppy hat hanging just where Ben Grimm could reach it. That's my problem. Okay. But that was Fantastic Four 69. Headcanon, first appearance of Captain Stacy, and I bet you that someone has made that official somewhere in comic book lore.
All right, am I up, Lilith?
Yep, let's do it.
All right.
What you got?
I'll do my other DC book. I had.
Wait, you put them in the bottom? Get out, Philip.
Hey, I picked some good Marvels. Shut up. All right. I had to do it. Nightwing 69, because of course, we do another show.
Look at his butt.
Part of another crossover. Bruce Wayne Fugitive.
I'm sensing your train.
Yeah. DC does a lot of crossovers, at least back then. Because Bruce Wayne Fugitive, because Bruce Wayne has been framed for murder, because Lex Luthor was president. I know, unbelievable. A corrupt businessman becomes president, totally unbelievable.
At least Lex Luthor's smart.
At least Lex Luthor can. And
he has normal sized hands.
At least Lex Luthor can pronounce Yosemite. Anyway, but but Lex hired he hired David Kane. You remember, Lilith, to frame Bruce Wayne.
I remember this story.
Little did Lex know he hired the right man for the job, because David Kane knew Bruce Wayne was Batman, so he frames him for murder, and then Bruce Wayne breaks out of prison and goes on the run. But
sounds like an episode of Arrow, if you ask me.
Dun, 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 dun. I know, but Yeah, but even like even Batman's people start doubting him, like Tim Drake. So it's up to Nightwing to do some detective work and figure out how how someone would like break into the cave and stuff. And yeah, again, that's what we love about the Bat characters, right, Lilith? When we actually get some detective work out of them.
When they remember.
So I mean, yeah, for the middle of a crossover, it's a pretty good story, and of course,
If that's number 4, I can't wait to hear what else is on this list.
All 3 of them. The other 3 are going to be Nightwing. You know.
No, they're all Marvel.
We mixed it up.
Okay, Rob, whip out your ROM Space Knight.
Wait, I got to get rid of that one.
All right, Lilith.
My number 4 pick is X-Men 69. It is titled The Supreme Sacrifice.
Yeah,
this is when they were billed as the strangest teens of all. So, you had Jeannie Gray, you had Psyche Summers, and that was with Bobby Drake, of course, as Iceman. So,
wait,
this is the one.
Summers?
Yeah, CYKE.
Psyche.
That was a thing.
Psyche.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
Psyche.
for Cyclops, Psyche and Jeannie.
Well,
you
I
get it?
pronounced Psych Summers.
No, Psyche.
No, because it's a silent E, because you're making it a long I sound in the Y. So.
All right, Charles.
I'm just... No, because there's an IE, and the IE makes the long E
Hey,
sound.
Charlie, I'm messing with you. In fact, I agree.
No,
with
I
you.
know, and I'm correcting you.
Oh, good for you.
I agree with you. It is
You're
Psych
never going to
Summers.
get your doctorate. You're never going to get your doctorate.
No, I'm
Keep
not.
on giving me that attitude, mister.
We can't afford to call him Dr. Doom. We don't want Disney taking our stuff down.
No.
Anyway, it's the one where they all get captured. Of course, it's creepy Professor X to the rescue. So, no, this one was fun. It was a lot of action. This is back before I noticed how creepy Professor X was. So it was one of my favorites for a really long time. So, yeah, if you can find it, it's good. I like the early stuff, honestly. And it's from like 1971. So, yeah.
I looked at it.
Art, great story.
I looked at it. Wasn't this like in the wasn't this like a reprint? Because weren't they like in reprints at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was I think it was actually an earlier issue, but yes, they reprinted it for 69. So
I took it. I cheated. And don't at me, you freaking comic book nerds. I know according to Marvel Legacy numbering that Deadpool 69 is technically number 77, but I don't recognize Legacy numbering, so suck it.
Oh, y'all can just shut the hell up.
So anyway,
Well said,
that was
Lilith.
my pick. What about you, Rob?
All right. I have a landmark of an issue here. Issue 69 of Sandman.
ooh,
It is part 13, the conclusion of Neil Gaiman's last major Sandman arc. It's the end. It's the end. Everything comes to a close. There's that great scene between him and Death. It's a fantastic book, and it's a great way to end an absolutely astounding series. I don't know if you guys feel that way about Sandman. I know a lot of people do. I absolutely treasure it as one of the finest comic book works ever. I was one of those guys who was right on Audible getting the Audible version of it, which I still haven't listened to because I'm too busy. But I have it. This issue, number 69, when I was looking through issues that were 169, 269, when this one popped up, I was like, this actually should be number 1, but this is where it landed for me. So pretty easy peasy.
That's an epic book. I figured somebody else was going to do it, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't really care. If Phil all of a sudden was like, no, I did the same one. Great. Then it just took 5 minutes off the show. I think it should be an honest 5, so I'm not worried about what you guys put at all.
Well, some of us were told to clear our picks beforehand, Rob. So,
That sassy little mustache in New Jersey. Look at him
I'm
go.
just saying there were rules that were established. Now, maybe some people feel rules aren't for them. But
Well, you know what? I would have played by the rules. I really didn't see that there were rules, so I wasn't paying attention.
Capes and Lunatics.
Huh?
There's rules? He said
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
Capes and Lunatics,
seriously.
put us
No,
over.
I'm just saying. When everyone started saying, "Here are the books I'm doing," I specifically asked, "Wait, do we have to say?" I was going to just do random picks too, and then they were like, because I was going to read like 10 of them and then just figure out which ones I wanted, and then go from there. But no, I was told no, we should each have our different ones because we don't want to have doubles because this show should last as long as possible.
Okay,
That's
well,
what it
my
says,
next
Charlie.
pick is Fantastic Four
Sorry,
69.
Charlie.
You can't do it. Got to pick another one quickly. Find a new one, read it.
Master Doom.
No, I got good ones. I don't think anyone's going to have these.
All right, are we back to the top of the batting order?
Yes.
All right, Charlie, yes,
Swing,
sir.
better swing.
Hey, I'd like to take you all back to the halcyon days of the 1980s when what was the rage? Evil Knievel and motorcycle stuntmen. Yes, my friends. Captain America 269 introducing for the first time ever Team America, which, I kind of like it, especially after doing the Super Patriot run and seeing like how similar this idea of just people randomly putting on spandex and becoming like celebrities was at the time. And I realized that this is a great one to read after 69 because the title of this episode is A Mind is a Terrible Thing to Waste. Bum-ba-bum, introducing Marvel's new motorcycle sensation, Team America! Which was a toy line that a company who was producing Evel Knievel toys created when Evel Knievel had, problems in the media. And they said, how about we don't tie this to a drunken redneck who jumps over things? And what if we just created our own drunken rednecks? But we made them the fun kind, like the Dukes of Hazzard. And that's what they did. And we see Cap at his current boarding house. There's a whole thing about a neo-Nazi rally at a high school, which is, weird. And maybe that comes back later, but it doesn't get mentioned again in this issue. But the landlady, you get this weird, Cap thing where he's like, well, First Amendment rights. And then the lady's like, no, you punch a Nazi, Cap. I thought you knew that. But, there's his old landlady. Yep. That's not Peggy, though, because I know that there was a time when he was living in the same building as Peggy, but he didn't know it was Peggy. There was a whole thing there before they introduced Peggy, but yeah. And yeah, but here she is. She's all mad. She wants to go punch a Nazi. And I want to see that, so I want to see her go to that high school and punch a Nazi, because that lady looks like a lady who would really mess those Nazis up. But Cap, there's Bernie. There's our Bernie.
Yep.
She's gonna make it after all. And, there's Cap and her being all flirty.
See, Cap was a Bernie bro, see?
Cap was, and there he is on his motorcycle. Thank you, Red Brown, for introducing that to the Lauren canon. You even notice he's got no, you don't see it here, but you do see his van later. But yeah, he goes there at Madison Square Garden, which is technically a circle. He goes in, there's going to be a motorcycle stunt show where a random Nobel Prize winner is there, because that's the thing. They want to provide security for the random Nobel Prize winner, who's not a real Nobel Prize winner, which really disappointed me. I really had hoped they had actually had a real Nobel Prize winner get kidnapped, but no, it's a made-up one. And there we get a good shot of Team America, Wolf, Red, and the other guy. It is Alfred Knopfler. Alfred Knopfler is our local Nobel Prize winner there. And she gets kidnapped. Well, first off, Team America is doing it. And Wolf, who is our Hispanic guy, he is very untrusting of Cap. He's lived a hard life. He doesn't cotton to the man. I'm going to say that right now, which, is good. He shouldn't be cottoning to the man, but then you got an energy cyclone and a weird yellow construct comes out, steals Dr. Knopfler, takes him back through the vortex. Cap, of course, chases, and then Team America decides, you know what, we're going to go too. We can't just stand around and let nothing happen. We're going to be adventurers too, because why not? And they all go into the cyclone and are never seen again. No. Actually, Yeah, it's going, gone. Now, what I got to say in this is just the idea that, okay, now who's the rest of the show? Wasn't there going to be a show? But, yeah, the whole act is gone. So, we're not going to worry about that because they wind up in this little town in upstate New York where we have a lot of conversations back and forth. And then they meet Samuel Clemens. My Mike. There we go. And, you know, they're like, what? Samuel Clemens? You can't be here. And Albert Einstein? What? And, of course, it all comes out that essentially when we meet the band who built the whole thing, and then we got Nietzsche and Socrates having a yammer.
Whoa, that's pretty damn big.
Yeah. And, of course, the Mad Thinker, because he's realized, all my crimes, they were annoying. I'm going to stop committing crimes. I just want, other smart people to sit around and talk to. Oh, and also I'm kidnapping the current round of smart people to turn them into androids to talk to me, too. And he's, doing some kind of, weird mental transfer thing with it, which is weird. Because it's why not just, okay, I copied your brain, I'm going to put it in my android, you go have a nice life, I'm going to talk to my robot some more. But he doesn't do that. And essentially, he locks up Team America. Cap is being beaten. He's going to steal Captain America, put him in an android, and thereby make Captain America his friend. He's going to make Captain America be his best friend. See, there's his android Cap right there. He's ready for it. He planned for this. It was, perfect mathematical possibility. But then, the X factor he did not consider, the Marauder! Bum, 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 bum. He was a special toy. He had a chopper. And he was just all black, and he was cool. Although, was he a man? Maybe sometimes. Anyway, and of course, Marauder saves the day, and they capture Mad Thinker. And then the Team America shows up and says, oh, where did that Marauder guy go? What happened? What? I don't even remember. I don't know what happened. And then Nick Fury showed...
What Speed Racer X is this?
Oh, it gets even weirder. Yeah, they're like mutants who can combine or something.
Oh, yeah. Their powers combined, they become the Marauder. And then they all ride off. Everyone forgot it. Oh, and there's freaking Albert Einstein's face. Because they disassembled the poor guy and then just dropped his face on the ground. For no reason.
What the
hell?
heck?
Liver bugs. And so, yeah, that was Captain America 269. A grand moment. I actually remember when Evel Knievel was a thing. And it was a good time. I had the original Evel Knievel, and then, a few years later, the Team Americas came out. And they were a better built toy, I will give them that much. But Marauder was the cool one.
Yeah, I had all the Evel Knievel toys. I had
of course you did.
the van. Remember the van that he had that had the mechanic shop inside of it with the little tiny tools? And yeah. I had multiple Evel Knievels, and you always had to pretend like they were like cousins, even though, this one has a blue outfit, this one has a white outfit. I had the Snake Mountain thing. I had all that Evel Knievel stuff.
We had Evel Knievel, and you had Robbie Knievel. There were multiple Knievels.
Man, the 80s were weird, bro.
Yeah, they all came with a bottle of Jack, too, which was interesting for a kid.
Trust me, Lilith, you dodged a bullet on that
one. So, my number 3 pick is
Hey, you skipped me. You skipped me.
Oh, sorry, Philip. You don't count. You're Gelman. You don't count.
Thank you, Reach.
It's Nightwing number 169.
Shows what you know.
It's a Marvel book. That's why I'm skipping over him.
Shows what you know, posers. Never been a Nightwing 169. Anyway, no.
Wishes there was a Nightwing 169.
Exactly. And no, I said the rest of my
numbering eventually.
Don't worry.
I
know. The rest of my books are Marvel books. No. My number 3 pick, Web of Spider-Man 69. Spider-Man vs. the Hulk. That's right. Ultimate Spider-Cast. Yes, thank you.
That's a good book, that one.
I really like
Web. And that one with Hulk was a great book.
Oh, yeah, because pay attention, Charlie Esther. Yes, there's reports of Hulk cited, so Peter Parker and Betty Brant are going up to get the story. But then we also see this scientist with his biokinetic energy absorber that he wants to prove because he believes his brother Ricardo died trying to prove this thing when he tried to test it on the Thing in Fantastic Four number 53.
Oh, this man, this monster?
Yes, this is the guy's brother. Yeah, so he wants to try to test the device on the Hulk, which of course, goes exactly as planned.
Yeah, that's not what he was trying to do. He was
I
trying
know.
to transfer it to him. But
Well, this thing does transfer energy because after Hulk and Spider-Man fight, and the Hulk almost drowns Spider-Man in a lake and then takes off, Spider-Man gets hit with the device and he's like, man, why is my back all itchy? Why do I feel all weird? Because this was the lead up. The next issue was Spider-Hulk.
I see. You see, the thing with the whole this man, this monster is the guy doesn't die. He sacrifices himself.
Yeah, but didn't he fall into the negative zone or something?
Well, he lets himself die, and really, I don't know if they ever brought him back either.
Well, no, because
wandering around the negative zone forever.
Well, I thought he hit the antimatter or something. I thought he was waiting to hit the antimatter and explode. Well, this guy says he don't know what happened to his brother because he just disappeared. He's like, I believe he's dead. I believe the Fantastic Four killed him.
No, honestly, yeah, sure. Revenge. What would comic books be without petty revenge?
Exactly.
Nothing at all, sir. Nothing at all.
All right, Lilith. I know you were chomping at the bit. Go ahead.
Nah, never mind. I'm kidding. Aquaman 69 from 2000.
Of course.
Glory, baby. Where he's being an actual ruler. I like Aquaman best when he's actually being king and dealing with politics, and he just straight takes what he wants. He annexes Syria and says, what you gonna do about it? Like a boss.
Fight me, nerd.
It's a good issue. I like it. I mean, Dan Jurgens, he kind of meandered. I feel like he definitely wanted to go to issue 69. This could have been a little tighter, but it's Dan Jurgens. Y'all know he's kind of like George R.R. Martin. He's a gardener. He wanders. And then he comes back and weeds stuff. So, it worked out in the end for me. This is a great time for Aquaman back in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
So, I can't recommend it enough. And you also get Garth, and you get the JLA actually doing something interesting by helping to rebuild Atlantis and all that stuff. It's very interesting character dynamics, for sure.
Yeah, I think
And you get Garth and his son too in that one. I think that's why I really enjoy it. So
I mean, they have to give him politics and stuff to do because it's if they don't, it's what are you doing?
He's just sitting around talking to fish
with a harpoon hand. Yeah, and he actually gave Ocean Master the business. Ocean Master during this run felt actually threatening, and I think that's what really made me enjoy this particular run.
Nice.
I think that's what the movie did good too. I think that Patrick Wilson did a great job as Ocean Master.
Oh yeah, the movie was fine. It was just Jason Momoa that was the problem, at least for me.
Black Manta needed to be done better. Still bitter.
They didn't get it. Well, they didn't need to do Black Manta and Ocean Master and to say,
Yeah, it was overloaded with that and underloaded because they really screwed up Black Manta. It didn't have any gravity.
Yeah.
It was really manufactured gravity. It really didn't work.
Let's be honest. They really just should have made the whole film about Julie Andrews' character. No,
sound effects.
Okay. Yeah, she was the Kraken. Yeah, I want the Kraken story. I want to know what has she been doing as a Kraken. I want the Kraken's legend and arc, and she started off in that whole thing and Clash of the Titans, and then this and that happened, and this other stuff.
And she had to throw up Johnny Depp. What happened? A couple of times.
It's she's lived a good life. Let's hear that story. Who's this Aquaman? He rules over a city the size of, maybe we'll say it's the size of Manhattan.
It's still bigger than Namor's portion, so suck it.
Oh!
It's still not a continent, okay? They always say the lost continent, the lost island of Atlantis, okay?
If Australia is a continent, Atlantis can be a continent. Sorry, Ray.
Yeah. No, this ain't even at Australian levels. This is invariably Luxembourg.
Rhode Island? Are we talking Rhode Island here?
We're talking Luxembourg. I'm sorry. This is tiny. They say, Europe's a continent. Europe's not a continent.
It's not.
The entirety of Europe.
They're not ready for that conversation, though.
The entirety of Europe. That's at Charlie Esser and at Lilith Hellfire on Twitter.
Not a continent. No, actually, Europe is cool. Europe says, no, we're not a continent. Why were we a continent?
The map makers needed something to do. They needed to feel cool. Technically,
Europe, Asia, and Africa were all one landmass. Until
This
they dug
land
the
is
Suez
my
Canal.
land.
So,
I don't know what's going on.
you know, most of the world was just one solid landmass. Pangea was still actually pretty pan at the time.
Boy, you are old.
And the Americas that sort of took a header for it. So, yeah. No, Atlantis.
Poor Rob.
That's why he doesn't come on the show that much.
Yeah.
Okay, is it my turn again?
No, it's Robert's turn.
No.
Oh, Robert!
We have a guest, Charles. We have a guest.
What did you say?
I know it's not Al or Devin, but behave.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, Charlie, you don't have to behave. Okay, I'm going to go with one that you guys are probably going to hate, but I'm a big fan. I'm going with Walking Dead 69.
Why would Phil and I hate that? We love that book.
Oh, I didn't know you guys loved that book. I love that book.
Yeah, I read that book.
Somebody doesn't listen to biters.
Check out. You know what I do? I forget.
Just like the episode we did, Lil.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not
Rob
hurt.
doesn't actually listen to any podcasts. Just so
Oh my
you know.
God.
He's busy.
He just.
The man can't even put pants on.
Guys, I love this whole thing, and you guys go do that. And
He's so busy he can't even put pants on.
I
That's
listen
an
to all the
excellent
shows.
choice.
So anyway, episode 60 or number 69. I love the cover. This is another one of these iconic issues. It is the end of the Governor saga.
Oh.
And the very last page is them getting to Alexandria, and you don't get to see inside. Rick sees inside, and Carl says something like, you know, what's in there? And Rick just gives like a sly smile because it's paradise compared to what they've been through, obviously. Yeah. Like, this is what they've been looking for. Little does he know, there's something about to happen pretty damn quick here. But more than one thing. But this is just it's a great issue where there's a lot of stuff that happens. I think there's a motorcycle jump and somebody gets injured and, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy how many characters are still alive at this point. Like, you forget you're 69 issues in. You've got Abraham and Aaron and Andrea and Carl and everybody except Judith. But it's interesting. Spoiler. It's interesting. Yeah, this point in the series, and it's one of these where it's like an arc is ending. It was a great arc, and knowing what's about to happen, you're at the cusp of possibly a better arc. So this is my pick, man. Plus the cover. I mean, you look at that; it looks just like the news right now.
Washington burning, just trashed.
So it's not far off. Only now they're just tear gas and falling in the street. But you know, it's pretty cool. So that one is one of my picks. And yeah, I did know you guys love it. And Charlie, before you throw stones, I listen to so many podcasts.
He does.
But I listen outside of our network a lot because I have to hear what other people are doing. You know,
I understand.
But when I listen to
right.
Enough Said, because I usually send you a note somewhere in the series. I'll be like, "Hey, good one, Charlie. I've listened to all the episodes."
Where's my no prize?
Yes.
Oh, are you supposed to get a no prize?
No, I'm kidding.
And you'll
Oh,
find
you know,
out I
we
am
started
right so
that.
much more
I
often
think
than
Phil
I'm
might be the only person that ever got one. Yeah,
He's got
Charlie.
it framed actually somewhere back there. The last time I was there, there was.
Yeah.
Charlie, do you do the no prize?
I probably should do more social interaction.
Yeah, you probably should. You're weak sauce.
I don't deny that.
That's becoming a drop.
You could be doing so many cool things with Nuff Said, man. Nuff Said. I mean, come on, you got
Especially
all
with
that.
Ozzy. That's like, you guys are such a good duo. Like, I love
yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
In the last episode, we'll try to turn it all around.
I'm telling you, I like you guys so much. That's why I turned. I mean, that was one of my babies.
Yeah.
I turned the whole thing over to you.
Sounds like a plan. Have a good night.
So, and let me just say, Charlie, throw stones, but you're still getting my second. So,
Yeah.
boom.
There you go. No, honestly, me and Moss have loved doing that show. I mean, honestly, if there was more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we would be more than happy to keep on doing it, you know?
Yeah. Well,
You got more
there is it.
Disney stuff coming. You got,
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Falcon.
If they give us a hint about what comes next, maybe there might be more left enough said yet. If we
There's
go,
always going to be Marvel in the world.
Oh,
You'll
there's
be
a ton
fine.
enough said to go. all those series. Good Lord, they're not done yet.
We're not doing the Inhumans. We're not doing that.
Oh, Lil and I, we talked seriously about doing, what was it? What is the comic or the animated series? There was the Spider-Man series that he loves. There was another one that he was like, dude, we should do the entire series. There's an animated series that he's like, it's the best.
Well,
I just don't know what it was.
You know what?
It's not the 90s one. Is it one in the current?
Probably Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Might be that. The other one
was just really. It's like Batman the Animated Series, but for Marvel. And
really, I never watched it. You could do the X-Men series. The classic '90s X-Men series was amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll ask Maz if he'd like to take on another project at Enough Said.
If you're going to kill Enough Said, let me know because it's not dying. I'll hand it over to somebody else.
No. It's not that it's honestly, if we can just pick another Marvel show to do. I mean,
did you do the last episode? Is that series over?
What? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Wednesday. No, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, this coming Wednesday.
Episode. And honestly, no, me and Maz would be more than happy to do more Enough Said. We just need to, because originally, for those who don't remember back in the day, me and Maz did all of the Marvel shows on Netflix, and made a new show each time, and that eventually became Full Stream Ahead.
Right.
So now Full Stream Ahead is more than just Marvel, so we can bring in a new Marvel story and Enough Said.
Here's another thing, Charlie. If the show is Wednesday, when do you record?
Whenever Maz can. So
how about giving me a heads up? Because maybe if I'm free, I'll come on final episode Enough Said of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes.
Not final episode of... Although I haven't watched it in 2 seasons. I've been too busy.
So. You know what I'll say is...
All you need is the ending, trust me.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see the ending, and we'll get some Fitzsimmons love, and that'll be it.
You know what I really want to do? I want to do those 80s Marvel movies, man. I want to do...
Oh, you so should.
Incredible Hulk Returns, Trial of the Incredible Hulk. I want to do my freaking Red Brown Captain America. There's
Talk
so
about
much.
Motorcycle action. That was the best.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to the comics, because this is, Loth's podcast. Let's talk.
No, we got Rob and Charlie talking. This is what I wanted.
I don't know what's going on.
West Coast Avengers 69.
Yes!
U.S. Agent versus Hawkeye, the most pointless battle in Marvel history.
And that's saying a lot.
Grudge match. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So this is...
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
You leave the male version of Huntress alone.
Although I gotta say this, they make a point about Hawkeye's armor. I think this has to be a reference to the really toy-centric 90s Avengers cartoon that was basically West Coast Avengers, where everyone had battle armor.
Well, this came before that, I think. So I think that cartoon wasn't in late 90s, but I think he got that in Solo Avengers,
But there's definitely some implication of toy design in this.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Hawkeye and U.S. Agent are going to fight because Hawkeye refuses to admit that he's a guy with a bow and arrow with no actual powers. And he's going to fight anybody.
Batman!
Bird.
Yeah.
But at least Batman's rich. That's his real superpower.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman.
Hawkeye's better than Batman. We can all agree to that.
Batman.
But, U.S. Agent, fight. And then we get the backstory of why they're fighting, and it's because, it's the West Coast Avengers are voting on who's going to be the new official members, the new rousters, who's going to be an official member and who's going to be a reserve member.
Yeah, because the East Coasters did it first,
Yeah, because there's a whole, hey, we're all getting together, and there's Cap doing his little spiel, and apparently the general that put U.S. Agent on there said, we're not involved in the Avengers anymore, so sorry.
Well, I mean, they were getting a UN charter, but they had to set a set lineup for each team, and then the general's like, well, they have a UN charter, we don't need you there now, so you're either in or out by them, so.
Yeah, exactly, and then the whole fight, yada, yada, yada. But, what's funny about it is that, so U.S. Agent gets put to a reserve status, but Hank and Pym Oh, sorry, Hank, not Hank and Pym. Hank and Janet. Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne get like the first round of votes. Oh, we need the original Avengers in this.
Yeah.
And this new guy who's the new Iron Man, no one knows who he could be.
Yeah.
He also got voted in.
Tony Stark, I'm not Iron Man anymore.
But basically, so Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne basically immediately left. So, yeah, it's great you guys voted this, but we're not going to be in this. So essentially, all the reserve Avengers are now official Avengers. But, U.S. Agent is mad he didn't get picked. And he was the only one who voted for him. Although, interesting, because apparently Mockingbird didn't vote for herself.
Because she's classy like that.
She's classy, but she thought Hawkeye did. And, she's all mad at Hawkeye. Because she's like, oh, it was very nice that you voted for me. He's like, what do you mean? I didn't vote for you.
They later reveal it was U.S. Agent who voted for her.
Aw, U.S. Agent was a nice guy.
He had a crush on her, huh?
Aw. Maybe since U.S. Agent is getting his own new series, we'll get maybe those two will hook up, and then we'll find out that Bobby Morse is actually a Skrull.
Again?
Yeah, she was always a Skrull. And here we got Wanda and Simon break up, and this is really this is when it all starts going downhill for Wanda. It's like, okay, let's go resurrect some mutants on Genosha now. And yeah, basically, U.S. Agent almost accidentally kills Hawkeye. He's like, oh shoot, I didn't realize how steep that cliff was. I thought it was a much shorter cliff. And then he makes sure and then Hawkeye keeps on punching him when he's when U.S. Agent is trying to be not an awful person. It's enjoy the not being that awful for 5 minutes, and then he drags him out of the water. But then all the other Avengers are even though you were trying to save his life, we're going to be all mad and judgmental about it too. So it's whatever, dudes. And he leaves and goes on his own solo adventures from there on in. And then there's this other backstory with some Yakuza and Japanese mafia or Chinese mafia.
Yeah, that sets up the next story, yeah.
Yep, that's next week, kids. Well, not for me, though.
If you're listening from the past.
Yeah, I wasn't listening back.
Okay. Next person.
All right, guess it's my turn. All right. Gonna go big number. Daredevil 269. It starts off in a small town in upstate New York where Freedom Force has sent the Blob and Pyro. Remember those two? They're going to come back.
Put that feather in your cap.
Yes. Yes, they've been sent by Freedom Force to bring in the young mutant girl. But, guess who just happens to be wandering around upstate New York at this point? Matt Murdock.
Boo.
Of course.
So, yes, he tries to save the girl. It basically just degenerates into a bar brawl that goes out into the streets. He's beating on Pyro for a while, and then he tricks Blob and Pyro into fighting each other for a while, and then after he takes down Pyro, he's just hitting Blob in the eyes and stuff, and then he drops a church bell on him.
As you do, church bells, man.
That's very Catholic of him.
I didn't even think of that. That's right. So yeah, basically, it's kind of it's a sad ending, a happy ending. So the girl basically has to leave this town so the government can't find her.
It's a hellscape. She'll be all right.
But yes, so good story. This was during the time when Ann Nocenti was writing the book. Yeah, really good writing. John Romita Jr. pencils, very good.
What a time to be alive.
That's right. My comics were good. All right.
Okay. I went with Green Arrow 69 from Volume 3, which
Go ahead, throw it in.
From 2007. This is the Mayor Queen arc.
Yes.
We get a lot of classic stuff. There's also a episode of Arrow that is loosely based on this
Yep.
this concept. You got Deathstroke running around. He's trying to politically ruin Oliver Queen, and Oliver Queen's just out being Mayor Queen. He's got beautification projects, and he's balancing his work and his business and stuff and crime fighting. It's just a good, fun issue, especially with Deathstroke as a really competent villain. That's one thing I really like about Deathstroke, which I kind of don't like with the Teen Titan thing, because they make him seem kind of incompetent.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe about that, when he's like facing off against the Teen Titans.
And then, like, you know, comic book Green Arrow, much better at his job than TV Green Arrow.
Oh, yeah. He's still a bad person in the comic books, but God, you could never root for Oliver Queen on the TV show. I'm sorry. They're like, oh, who's your favorite character? Not Oliver? I said that on the podcast once, and everybody's like, wait, what?
Not after season. Not after season.
Thea, we got Laurel, we got Tommy.
Not after season 2. Not after season 2.
Anybody but.
Hey, that last season kind of redeemed him. Kind of.
I mean, Arrow had his ups and downs. Season 1 and 2, and then it kind of like dropped down, and then 5 came back with Prometheus, and then it went down again, and then season 8 was like fan service. That's what the kids on Tumblr love.
And quick 10, they were done. Season 8, 10 and out.
Yeah, good for. I'm so happy for Stephen Amell because he wanted out desperately. So I hope good things come to him besides his winery.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, Green Arrow 69. Who's the guest star?
There's never any guest stars. What do you mean?
Batman.
Oh, the guy who guest stars in every DC book.
Batman.
We don't count him. I thought you were going to say Brick. But no, you went with Batman.
Danny Brick.
That's fine. Justice for Brick.
And, you know...
Vinnie Jones, people. Vinnie Jones. I'm not bitter. I'm
the Juggernaut.
Lilith, don't be mad if Stephen Amell likes to just make wine. I'm just going to say that.
I mean, I know that
you just like to drink wine, Lilith.
You know, James Cagney...
He's been very public about it.
James Cagney didn't really like being an actor. It's just what paid the bills.
He's been very public about that he was kind of disappointed that more things didn't open up.
Hey, Lilith likes Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell. Where's my drop?
Stephen Amell can get it.
Maybe Marvel will find a movie for him. Maybe he can be in Star Wars. Maybe he can be a Mandalorian.
Well, actually, they have Code 8, which they're trying to spin off into a series. I thought the movie did really well on Netflix, and there's lots of talks for different things for that. So him and Robbie Amell, his cousin, that's a family business for them, and I wish them all the best for that.
Make Stephen Amell Moon Knight.
Sounds like a plan, John.
No.
We'll have to talk to the High Priest of Khonshu, see what he thinks. He'll be like, I never watched that show.
You're kicked out of our triplet. Get out, Philip.
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
That works.
All right.
All right. Robert. Final 5.
No, Rob got to go.
Oh, Rob.
Man,
why
Charlie,
you're still here.
He's steamrolling right over you.
100 Bullets, number 69.
Yes!
Oh.
Nice.
This is a big one. And you know what? It's another one. I seem to like these transitional ones because this is kind of the end of things. It's the trust is falling apart. They're looking for protection from the Minutemen. We start getting a lot more Minutemen stories coming up here. This is just a great episode that leads into that final 31 issues of this whole series. So this one to me was a big issue. It actually kind of reminded me when I started reading it of what I loved when I first started reading 100 Bullets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was captivated by 100 Bullets, and especially those graphic novels. I read the first 3 repeatedly. I kept going back before I'd go on to the 4th, and after that, it was like it was interesting and I was digging it. But it was right here when things are falling apart that I really rekindled it. It was like it just propelled me into the end of this series. So this is an important book, and I'm a huge 100 Bullets fan. How the hell this hasn't been made into something, I don't know. And I've got a cat in the way.
It hasn't been?
No. There was it a series that they attempted? It's kind of like Lock and Key. Lock and Key, they made that series. I think it ended up being like,
meaning to watch it.
No, not that one.
Oh.
There was a previous incarnation, and it didn't make it. And the ironic thing is the actress that played Nina in the Netflix one is also the actress that played Nina in the other one.
Ooh.
And I think Bodhi is the same, which is very weird.
But it's not a sequel. It's a rebooted.
No, it's rebooted. It's the same story.
It's a reimagining. It's a remix.
But the Netflix one is significantly better. The other one is like, Fox puts out this, long before they were doing prestige stuff. It's kind of like watching CW, even now.
Fox does.
Oh, that was a shot. Come on.
No, CW doesn't do it. No, CW knows what it is, and it's comfortable with that.
Yeah, it sure is. So yeah, this was a big one. Speaking of CW, Lilith, you'll like this. Molly has a new podcast called The First Six, where she and her friend Tabby watch the first 6 episodes of a TV show. We just launched it. They've only done Space Force so far that's been released. They've done a bunch of shows. The one they just recorded this weekend that is Batwoman. They did a crushing good review of Batwoman. I listened to it. I was like, I can't wait for this one to hit. The problem is I can't put them out fast enough. These girls, they're teenage girls. They watch 6 episodes like they're dropping out of their pocket.
Of course.
Oh, tell her to do Stargirl.
I will. I'm sure they
have their own little list.
Well, yeah.
They have a huge list. It's huge. I forget what they're doing this week. They did The Last of Us, or not The Last of Us. What's that other one? The one that makes you cry all the time. The Crockpot Murderer.
This Is Us.
What is it?
Oh.
This Is Us. Yeah. AKA.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it makes you cry, but yeah, they did that one. They did. I don't know. They've done so many things. Little Fires Everywhere. They did.
Nice.
Yeah. So Lilith,
read the book.
They did. They did.
Nice.
Come on, Molly does a book podcast. You don't think she ties it back to the books every time?
That's our girl. That's our girl.
Have you listened to that? Read between the lines. She's getting. You guys, it's killing me. The interviews that she gets, like she got John Scalzi. She got Daniel Krauss, who wrote Shape of Water, and Daniel Krauss has a new book coming out. He wrote. There's a new Night of the Living Dead book coming out by him, which is based on all the notes that Romero wrote. So it's like this authorized version of Return of Night of the Living Dead. It's getting incredible reviews. He's got a new one about teddy bears called They Threw Us Away, and it's like a post-apocalyptic teddy bear story. And he just asked her if they just contacted his PR people contacted her. He requested to be on her show again. I'm like,
that's
what the
awesome.
hell? Yeah, she's getting everybody. She actually got the go ahead from Terry Brooks. I'm like, I would pass out, So yeah, she didn't get Joe Hill yet.
The student becomes the master.
Yet. Oh yeah, please. We had a big conversation yesterday. She is lighting up Tumblr, and she looked at my Tumblr, which I do nothing with, and she went, okay, well, first of all, your colors are all wrong. And the way you say this is all wrong. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I was like, yeah, I know.
You want to work your old dad. Get with it.
Oh, my God.
Get with it, old man.
The family business is in good hands.
Oh, yeah. She won't take it over. She'll have her own career. You know it. It'll be like, see ya, Pops. I'm going to go do something important.
See you later, Bunky.
Yeah. Thanks for publishing my books. Boop. Yeah.
See you later, Bunky.
What else? What are we talking about now? Whose turn is it? Charlie, you're up.
Yeah, last book.
Again.
Yep.
Last book, number 5.
Last one.
This is it. Here it comes. Number 1. So my number 1 is Fantastic Four 369. This was the last 69 before they started renumbering the Fantastic Fours. You have to get it because you got Malice on the cover. Noise, yeah. So anyway, yeah, apparently there's all kinds of evil doppelgangers of everybody. They're fighting, yada, yada, yada.
Infinity War.
Magus is plotting with a Thanos, because there's apparently 2 now.
Yeah, there's Thanos and an eviler Thanos. Yeah.
Eviler Thanos. Sure, why not? And
yes, we
there's this weird thing with, like, I guess Alicia and her dad or her stepdad are like being kind of cool with each other.
Well, that's after she came back after being replaced by a Skrull for years.
Yeah, that's true. And Johnny's like, oh, the death of my wife, and then my relationship with Alicia, and it's like, so they kept like, because this was like in that small period where I really didn't read that many as many comic books as I did. So there's like this little gap in this period where I kind of was like, you know. I was into gaming. I was role-playing stuff. And we have Aaron the Watcher in blue, which is weird because I always remember him in red.
I think all his modern appearances, he was usually in blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All the ones I remember, and they actually have him in
Mandela
red
effect.
later. No, they actually have him in red later. But here we go. Sue Storm is in the Mindscape. Well, Galactus is downloading her brain, and then she meets Malice. And I'm kind of mad. They kind of later decided that Malice was a separate entity, not like part of Sue Storm, because I really felt that was kind of lame. So I like here it is just part of her, and she like absorbs her into her, and she kind of like, you know, gets with being Malice, you know, after she absorbs her, and then she like, you know, one punches the Hulk, which is cool. Got to get past all this fighting with Malice.
Girl's going crazy.
No, she's BA, man, and it's like this is, you know, she's always been the most powerful member of the team, and but then Aaron the Watcher goes and steals Alicia for reasons, because you know, and then yeah. Anyway, it's a good story. It's interesting how it goes. We eventually go through a portal to fight Thanos and Magus, the other Thanos and Magus. Oh, and then we're going to bring Elijah back to life. Good thing they put the metal bars there, you know, because reasons. And because what's that going to do to a Skrull? They're shapeshifters. But here we have, you know, Sue's rallying everyone to battle, and this is where she one punches the Hulk, and it's pretty cool because she's like, you know, she's freaking Malice Sue Storm. And then they fight, and then they realize, oh, it's all of our evil opposites. We've got to fight them. And then, you know, Magus has the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh, no. Because Galactus got it to work again. And then what happens next week, next month, next year? I don't know, but everyone's all melty. But hey, Reed Richards is back because he disappeared recently, so that's a thing.
We got captured by evil doubles.
Yeah, so that was cool. And yeah, that was my last book. I probably have to say my favorite book of the whole thing was probably...
That was a great, excellent pick.
Yeah. I liked it. Honestly, I liked Sue Storm and Malice coming together. Like I said, I liked that story with Malice and Sue in the Landscape of the Mind and Malice being underlying personality for Sue. That they later retcon that and undo it is kind of sucky. I hope someday some writer will say, no, Malice was always there. The girl can only take so much being called the Invisible Girl and talked down to before she says, you know what? F you all.
Yeah. But, I mean,
What the F?
The Infinity War, I mean, it was like 50-50. Some of the crossovers were good, which the Fantastic Four ones were good. The Quasar ones were good. We covered those on the Quantum Zone.
What about our Quasar podcast, the Quantum Zone?
See a little plug.
That's not the drop you use for Quasar. I told you that.
Oh, the new one? Okay.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
Okay. Yeah, but...
I'm going to do Quantum Tentacles.
That's my new favorite one.
That's so last year.
Hey, boys,
oh, sorry.
You look at the party? I love the party.
All right, so...
So you got to stay up and troll on Facebook Live. That's how you get all the good scoop.
I know, Lil's been trolling us on Quantum Zone. All right, my last pick. Incredible Hulk, 369 in all its Geordie greatness. Grey Hulk, my favorite. Again, another Blob and Pyro, and throw in Crimson Commando for the hell of it.
Oh, poor Blob.
Yes.
He does not do well against the Hulk.
Oh, no. Written by Peter David, who once called Charlie Esser a dumbass. Yes, he did. Yeah, Bruce Banner's and I think it's South.
It's not a small club, Charlie. I'm sorry to tell you.
Oh!
Al thought my fan theory was brilliant, so there we go.
Yeah, Al Ewing liked one of Charlie's theories.
Al Ewing is now my favorite writer.
All right.
He didn't call me a dumbass. That's the bar he stepped over.
Hurdle over that low bar. Anyway, yeah, but Bruce Banner's in South Carolina. It's been hit by a tornado, I guess. This family takes him in. Meanwhile, like I said, Freedom Force is being sent to bring the Hulk in, which they're actually almost smart about it. They try to knock Banner out before they do knock Banner out before he can change. But as we've seen in the last couple issues, it don't matter if Banner's awake or not. He changes into the Grey Hulk at sunset. So,
hey, is this the one where
Sun's
the
getting
Blob
low.
says,
Sun's getting low.
"Hey, my powers don't work that way"?
oh yeah, he starts grabbing the Blob's stomach, and he's like, "I don't care what you know."
Yeah, that's not how my powers work. It's like I love that because it's just such a whiny response. That no, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
you're ruining the trick.
And this is the first time he fought the Blob since he became Greg. So he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "You forgot the Blob." He's like, "Oh, the Blob. I thought you were that guy who plays Roseanne's husband on TV or something."
Boom, Tom Arnold reference because he used to be very, very, very fat.
I think it was a John Goodman reference.
Oh yeah, that's not Tom Arnold. I'm sorry, I got the real Roseanne husband.
Yeah, that was a real husband.
Yes, who was a big guy and good with knots.
Whoa,
crazy.
He said
I understood that reference.
But no, John Goodman reference, who used to be much, much fatter. Now he's just regular fatter, I guess.
So yeah, it's just
a classic ample American.
So yeah, it's just fun. It's just like fun. Yeah, Hulk smacking around Freedom Force. He basically he gets the Blob off the ground and just starts smashing him in midair. And
I really liked this episode.
Oh, this issue, yeah.
Yes. It's one of those episodes issues that always sticks in my mind, especially because of that whole, because like first he hits the Blob, he's like, you can't knock me down. Like, oh, okay, well, let's see what else I can do.
But I just want to know the conspiracy. I think like my number 1 and number 2 picks were like a year apart. But yeah, Daredevil 269 and Hulk 369. Yeah, both involve Blob and Pyro.
Yeah, we're gonna have a talk after this, Philip.
I had 2 Mad Thinker books.
I know. That was going to say.
There's so many supervillains, Phil. Remember they had that whole... Well, remember, because Grunwald invented Scourge to get rid of all those extra supervillains.
Oh, yeah.
So they got too many dang supervillains in this universe. Let's just clean the board.
Meanwhile, they brought a bunch of them back even. They brought back Matt Cona's favorite turd of the century.
Everybody, because, that's the fun thing. In a universe with Mephisto's like, sure, I can let him out of hell. Why not? Why not? Sounds fun. Let's do that.
Don't get me started on Mephisto. All right.
Not coming back.
All right, Robert, bring the thunder.
It's not Lilith's turn? She's going to
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to do mine last.
You'll do yours last.
I want to do mine last.
Okay, because mine is, it's funny. This was a choice I made early on. It's not that I love the book. I love the cover, and there's a reason I picked this one. And technically, my 5 are not in any given order, but it's Detective Comics number 69.
Ooh!
I think this cover is phenomenal.
Ooh!
I love this. The story, the Joker's up to hijinks. He gets them on a wild goose chase, and Batman figures it out and punches somebody. There's a bat rope in it. The bat signal happens in it. What else do you want to know? James Gordon's in it. Exciting. There's a phenomenal quote in this, though. Batman, quote of the whole issue. Robin, will you please kick me in the pants and do it without asking any questions? Literal quote from it. This also introduces the Boy Commandos, which I wish you had a phrasing drop there. The Boy Commandos, they thought was going to be this big thing. Come on. In this issue, they fight the Nazis. Oh, and specifically Adolf Hitler. And Delano Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt shows up, and there's Soviets in it. And whoever heard of the Boy Commandos? It kind of dies off quickly. It's Alfie, Andre, Brooklyn, and Jan. It's who cares? That is not why I chose this. It was all based on this is an iconic cover. Oh, yeah. I think this is great. Joker coming out of the genie lamp, 2 guns on Batman and Robin. It is just a classic detectives comic cover. Now,
uber pulpy.
Yeah.
Is there a genie lamp in the story? Just out of curiosity. No. Okay.
Not that I remember. I mean,
but the Joker's a trickster, just like a genie. See?
Yeah.
Which one?
He's like a djinn. That's where they should go. Instead of 3 Jokers that's each a different person, they should they should have him be a djinn. That would be pretty cool. The real Joker dies and the djinn takes over, and that's why he's so hard to pin down from then on out.
I just think he drank too much gin. And
Hi, I'm Brian Michael Bendis. So there you
go.
That's
not him. Don't sully poor Michael. Don't sully Brian Michael Bendis' name with the 3 Jokers. He has enough to sully his name without it. You don't need that bad stuff.
Yeah, he's messing up Superman, Rob. Don't play the 3 Jokers on him.
Bendis. I was just mad that they didn't say that the names of the 3 Jokers were Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod. That I would have respected.
Wow.
And,
also, the name of this issue is The Harlequin's Hoax, which is an interesting name given what happens. Well, this is Batman. So 100 years later when they finally introduce Harley Quinn.
Well, actually, they got that idea from The Flash with Trickster.
Prank, yeah.
How the story goes. It's how the story goes, the aesthetic at least. So.
Interesting.
The 90s Flash, yeah.
Although, also, Dula Dent did briefly go by the name Harlequin.
True.
So.
But was it Harley Quinn?
No, it wasn't a Harley Quinn. It was Harlequin. She was the Harlequin.
Well, her name is Harley.
Harleen Quinzel's actual name is Harley Quinzel. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that
it's
is
a story. It's
pick.
The Harlequin's Hoax with Mr. J. So there you go.
Mr. J.
Will you please kick me in the pants? And do it without asking any questions.
Lilith, let me get a clean drop, Lilith.
That's how we get Batgirl as a love interest, people.
That's right. Do it without asking any questions.
So I'm going to try to share my screen so you can see why I actually picked this particular Archie 69.
Ooh.
And it is the oldest comic book on the list from 1954. So let's try to screen share. Hold on one second.
Come on, Grandma, get that technology working.
Okay, I think it's this one. Yes. Can y'all see that?
No.
Nope. Still just your...
All right, whatever then.
Whatever then.
Kissing Betty and Veronica.
Hey, hold on.
But anyway,
Sounds like a blind
so now
Jane.
is this it's Archie 69? Is this the quote unquote classic Archie design, or is it the pre-classic Archie design when he was a little bit more realistic in his design?
No, this is the like the chibi, chubby cheeks, freckles, like real smarmy Archie.
I forget the artist who did the standard what became the standard Archie design. But there was a guy who was before him who did Archie and.
So I'll just have to read the cover to you because it goes, read how Archie treats his women rough. And then it has Jughead saying, hey Archie, I'm making out my new subjects. What do you think is easiest to take? And then he's got Veronica on his left side, Betty on his right side, and he says girls. So this is competent Archie. This is ladies man Archie, which you don't actually see a lot. Especially with the two girls together. So that's kind of like the story of him being suave Archie. And I was like, you know what? I learned a lot about myself. The more that I think about it, I was like, Archie's a redhead. I like redheads. Archie's like one of my favorite comic book characters. Yeah. It's like, I've had a thing for gingers forever, apparently.
I want it. I get it.
But yeah, I like competent Archie, which is why I can't watch Riverdale.
Well, but, he hasn't been a competent Archie for years, or to be more specific,
the new reboot kind of made him that sensitive, artist that's playing, that crappy Wonderwall song in the quad of your college. That's the Archie aesthetic right now, and I'm just not here for it.
I prefer the nerdier Archie, like what you get in Archie's Weird Adventures.
Yeah, that's cool too, but you don't see it so often, so that's when it really stuck out to me, and it was perfect. It's 69. See how Archie treats his women rough, and he learns his lesson, and then he starts being nicer to them, and
that's
that
good.
whole thing.
So really, it's about them getting back at Archie for treating them so rough.
Well, just teaching them a lesson in a very, 1954 girly way.
So they don't die in blue, I take it.
Exactly.
Okay.
When does Patsy Walker show up?
You'll have to Google that cover to see why I picked it. But yeah. Archie 69, Volume 1, 1954.
Patsy Walker was What If Archie Was a Lady?
No. All right.
I mean, we have that. We have that in the Archie universe. So.
Yeah, well, that's true too. That's Cheryl. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, should we play Ray's feedback?
Yes!
Yes, Ray, what did you think of all this nonsense?
All right, let's hear what our Australian friend said. Ray, host of Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast, Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast, and the upcoming To Know Her Is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast. He thinks he's me all of a sudden. All right, take it away, Ray.
Hello, gang. This is Ray. I thought I would send in my own selection of 69 issues for this momentous event. Lilith, this is a brilliant idea. 69's everywhere. It's, whether it's 69, 169, 269, the fact is it's 69 everywhere. But,
don't worry, Lilith, I'll cut some
digress.
stuff up.
Anyway, I've got 3 issues here that I'd like to just flag as my favourite 69 issues. The first one, I guess I'll kind of do in chronological, is Daredevil 169. This was a really cool one. It was written and drawn by Frank Miller during his classic period of Daredevil.
Nice.
And it was a slightly disturbing tale. It was when Bullseye was hospitalized. He had a tumor in his brain, and he started seeing everyone as Daredevil. So he just started killing everyone because he thought they were all daredevils. It was a very, I guess, typical Frank Miller-esque tale. Manolis, the detective or the police officer that Daredevil kind of touched bases with, is involved in it, and Daredevil tracks down Bullseye, who ends up taking a couple of people from the theater hostage. But that was quite memorable because it just kind of showcases really Daredevil and Bullseye going at it with each other, but also how dangerous Bullseye is and how crazy he can be. So, Daredevil 169 was pretty cool. I think that was about 1980. Right a couple of years in from Frank Miller's run. The next one for me is probably no surprise. It's one of Peter David's Incredible Hulk runs, 369.
Copycat.
The big 369. And this one was brilliant. Dale Keane art. And it was when the Grey Hulk, Joe Fixit, goes up against Freedom Force. So the likes of Blob and Pyro, which he'd done before as well. There's I believe there's no I could get that wrong, maybe it was Daredevil. But anyway, Hulk fights the Freedom Force, really fun stuff. The art was just, I remember being the great takeaway for this. But also when the Hulk grabs the Blob's stomach,
yes,
stretches it backwards, and the Blob's going, no, that's not how my power works, and he jumps up, and it just shows how smart Joe Fixit is by him going, yeah, well, that's what I wanted you to do, because when you're in the air, you're not unstoppable, or you're not immovable. And then he just wallops him one. So off he flies, Fred Dukes into the sky, and the Hulk wins. So that was a really fun 90s issue. And finally, this one, which is kind of connected to what you guys have been reviewing, not that long ago. It's West Coast Avengers, or Avengers West Coast 69, and this is one of my faves as well. Again, around the 90s that I love, and it was when US Agent and Hawkeye basically go mano a mano. They go face to face or face to bottom. 69. Anyway, this was really cool. Drawn by Tom Palmer. It was one of those Avengers issues where they're voting for who is the official West Coast Avenger, who's a reserve member, who's an alternate, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, paperwork.
But around that, he's kind of built this this grudge match between the US agent and Hawkeye, and they end up having a fight on the beach. And it's really cool. I don't know if you guys have read it, but it just shows either how stupid or how brave Hawkeye is. He has this battle armor first.
Why not both?
He then really gets pissed off at the US agent, and he takes off his armor. So he basically goes up against the US agent, and John Walker goes, "You do realize I can press 10 tons, right? I'm actually powered up." But anyway, Hawkeye doesn't care, and he still fights him. He gets beaten to an inch of his life, but he still keeps swinging even when he's about to fall unconscious. So if ever you want to kind of like Hawkeye more, you should read this issue because for me it just shows the amount of heart that he has. So it was one of the more memorable runs issues from the West Coast Avengers. So there you go. 3 issues there, going backwards, going top to tail to top. Avengers West Coast 69, and then it was Incredible Hulk 369, and then at the top there, I began with Daredevil 169 from 1980. Anyway, I can't wait to hear what you guys have as your favorite 69 issues. So I shall stop now, and let's hear it.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray.
Lilith, you're a bad influence on him, you know.
Okay. 2 items, two quick items. 1, face to bottom is technically an L7, not a 69. Just for fun facts. And then no,
don't shame our peaks.
Yeah, baby.
I'm just it's a different position. It's a perfectly acceptable position. It's just a different one. But what I will say is that no, like I don't get Hawkeye's heart in that. I get Hawkeye as a petty schmuck in that.
Hothead.
And that's why I think Jeremy Renner perfectly plays Hawkeye.
Oh,
he's so exciting.
Jeremy Renner's great. I can't wait for his series with Kate Bishop.
Leave the male huntress alone. Just leave him alone.
His dress is bigger.
I'm excited for Haley Steinfeld.
Yes, she was great. Yes! She was great in Bumblebee.
She's going to be good in this. Yeah, I think she's going to make a great Hawkeye.
And she can sing, so that's always nice. You know, Disney kids got to sing.
What? You know, when we do the musical episode.
Exactly.
It's a comic book. There'll be a musical episode.
Looking at you, Flash.
I was going to say, you didn't watch the Flash one yet, Lil, so.
I'm just saying, Hypno Hustler is out there. So, it's a possibility.
Listen, I watched Cats the movie. I will never need to see another musical as long as I live, unless it's Les Mis. Les Mis is the stuff, so, you know. Yeah. Always, when you can watch Les Mis, always watch Les Mis. But, like, the live version, not the terrible movie with Russell Crowe.
Okay. I was going to say, you know.
Not the terrible Russell Crowe movie, no.
You want a caveat.
Not the same version.
All right.
You talk about Cats, and then you talk about Les Mis.
All right, you drama queens. We're arguing over musicals.
Like, I don't know, Fantastic Josh Trank Fantastic Four or Batman Forever. I don't know, which is the...
All right, should we wrap this up?
Let's do it. Let's get out of here, sir.
Yes, please. So, hey, you out there, what are your favorite 69 issues? Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, links to the YouTube, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And please remember, support our sponsors, Tweaked Audio. Charlie Esther's always singing the praises of Tweaked Audio headphones. Hunt-A-Killer.
Fantastic devices.
What?
Michelle Gray needs your help, people.
Hunt-A-Killer.
These are cold cases.
And remember, when you do that, you use the coupon code Southgate on either one.
Ooh.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't say that, because if you've been selling them, we're not getting any credit.
It's in the show notes.
Well, you know what? Maybe that needs to be circulated throughout the industry a bit more.
Yes. Yeah, when you use the coupon code Southgate at Tweaked, you get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty.
Well, there you go.
As someone said on the
use
beginning of the
You
show.
said at
Yes.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, I'll tell you what, I bought some way back, and I kept wrecking them because I use them roughly all the time, mowing lawns and doing stuff. And I would just send it back, and they'd send me a new pair.
Oh.
I mean, it was crazy. I'm like, at some point, I stopped because I was like, man, this has to be costing them money because I'm sending so many pairs back. But they never a problem.
Yes. And you don't have to be as nice as Rob there, so you can just bury that company under their own foolish lifetime warranty because they made the promise. Exploit it.
So
There
yeah,
you go.
so yeah. Use the code Southgate. Go get Tweaked Audio. Hunt a
And same
Killer.
thing with Hunt a Killer. It's
Yes.
Southgate. Use it there and get a discount.
And
Awesome.
yes, and learn all about the ins and outs of podcasting with Pod Life, the book, now in digital and paperback.
At Amazon.
Yes.
And the sequel is in the works.
Yes, right. Yep.
And where are we doing plugs?
Yes. Well,
Just today, we announced the next Southgate Media Group podcast marathon.
Yes.
Which is no longer called that because we are now in a virtual world. And we have now changed the name to the Mercury Podcast Festival. And it is going to be online. And those are the details I'll give you right now. I can also tell you roughly when it will start up, but you're going to have to pay attention to the Capes and Lunatics social media to find out, or Southgate Media Groups. September 26th is when we're planning on dropping it, but if we get enough responses, it may drop on the 26th, the 27th, the 28th. We'll see. We got a bunch of, we just announced it today, and we got a whole bunch of really, really cool shows. It's an indie podcast festival, and it's just a big smattering of really cool stuff. When we've done this in the past, one of the things we prided ourselves on was not only having a really diverse group of podcasters, because let's face it, we hear enough from 40-year-old white guys, but we also, sorry, Phil
That's
and
okay.
Charlie, but we also try to have a real wide variety of subjects. Like, to my knowledge, we had the very first actual play, which is when they played like a D&D type game, done live in front of an audience with a podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, we've done things like that. We had music shows. We had a lot of shows. Like, I started shows at the marathons that have not debuted since, but are actually being percolated right now that will become shows. And they were done live in front of an audience to kind of see, does this work? So that's the kind of cool stuff you're going to see. But we're going outside of our network in a big way. The last, I think, 2 marathons that we did, we didn't even have Southgate Media Group represented. So, yeah.
oh, well, I'm gonna send you a thing for this one. So.
Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, so it's really cool. So I think I got my plugs out. Listen to Martha's podcast. It's called Broken to Brave. Lilith, have you checked it out yet?
Yes. Oh, I love it so much. Such
Have
an
you
inspiration,
heard-
honestly.
Did you hear the Patreon version yet? Because
No.
what we did was we have the main show where she gives, it's short, she just kind of gives a brief description of her journey from being broken and dealing with grief and all that to doing these brave acts. But then the Patreon only show is the show that everybody's raving about. It's crazy. It's Martha and I just talking about the stories, but we joke around a lot. We get emotional about stuff. You want to hear me cry? That's where it's at. It's really cool. And then, like I said, Molly's got a couple of shows. We just got lots of stuff going on here. And we have some really exciting new stuff coming. And we just picked up a couple of new podcasts. What is it? Happiness and Darkness.
Yes.
Which is the one that we've all guested on, where we review superhero movies. And also with that, we got what is the name of the Oscar show? The
Is it the Gold Standard?
The Gold Standard, yeah. Which is such a good show. They're going through every Oscar movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I consulted with them this week about what they can do for their Patreon. And oh my God, you're going to want to be a patron. If you're a movie fan, it is so freaking cool what they've got going. So There you go. I got my plugs out.
But yeah, that Heroes in Darkness, that's a good show. I was on there once.
A great one.
I'm gonna be on there 2 more times. So everyone, hey, stay tuned.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah,
and
Nick does a good
Charlie,
job.
you were on there doing Superman 3, right?
Yes, I was.
Of course.
I said I would love to come back. I'm waiting to be asked.
Well, the only one in my circle that's been asked twice is Molly. So
yeah,
well, I don't even compare myself to Molly.
She did Shazam, and then they
that was such a good one.
Invited her back. They invited me back, but like in September sometime. So it's like a year later I'm going to be on. Molly, like a week after she's on, they're like, "Oh, can you come back in a couple of weeks?" And she just did Superman 2.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Her and Zan. Yeah, that was a great one too.
Yeah, so
they recognize talent.
Yeah, which is why I think when they came in the networks, they're like, "Hey, would you like to be on again?" Not talent, kiss and butt.
But yeah, I think it's next week. Yeah, I'm going to be on there with them doing X-Men: The Last Stand.
Nice.
And then I think my other ones.
God bless your soul.
And then I think the other ones. Well, I didn't pick the movie, so. But then I think I'm also in September. I think I'm also in September again. I think we're doing Spider-Man 2. With Doc Ock.
Yeah, that's a great superhero.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to talk that.
But hey, first Juggernaut.
Oh yeah, X3. Yeah, X3. Yeah, the Juggernaut.
Oh, is that X-Men Last Stand? Or no, that's a different one.
Yeah, no, yeah, the third one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, X3. Okay, you said X3. I'm like, wait.
And their first terrible attempt at the Dark Phoenix storyline, followed by their second terrible attempt at the Dark Phoenix storyline.
Yeah, they do that. They literally do Dark Phoenix every single movie.
Yeah,
how do they not know how to pull that story off?
It's fun.
Because it's actually something that needs more than one
Maybe
film.
Disney will be able to pull that off.
It does need more than one film, but
yeah.
Well, now that Disney has them, they'll probably they introduce the X-Men. They'll probably start planting those seeds and lead to that.
Oh yeah,
and give us the Dark Phoenix that we should have.
Yes.
See, they actually
starring Jason Momoa.
They set it up in the first one, and then had they just continued on with the thought, they could have had the third one be the Dark Phoenix saga.
Right.
But then they said, no, let's do Mutant Cure instead.
We'll just kind of make it up.
All right.
We'll make Juggernaut a mutant. Why not?
Everyone's
a mutant now.
Poor Philip.
I know. All right. I knew when Charlie and Rob were both going to be here. All right. And my last plug. All right. When you do go on Amazon, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. The YouTube, the podcast. It's down there. Remember, help support this show, the Southgate Media Group Network, and help us buy that man Rob Southgate some pants.
You don't want me to stand up.
Make it rain. Make it rain.
Screw the tyranny of pants, I say.
Yeah.
What did you say?
That's a Charlie thing. All right, Lilith Hellfire, where can people find you if they dare?
If you nerds want to hang out with me or at me about anything that I say on this podcast, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire or on Instagram with the hip kids and the cool grandpas at Lilith Hellfire 69 or at Lilith Hellfire 86.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Charlie Esser.
Well, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mouse is possible, send news on superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word. At gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitters. I live tweet the last episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing.
Thank you, Maz.
And pause.
All right. Hope you could take all that. Another 100 episodes. Lilith will plan the next one. So, but for another week, we have been your capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
Bring it home, Lilith.
With special guest Rob Southgate.
Master Doom.
Master Doom.
Yeah, look in the show notes for my social media because Phil ignored me.
Oh yeah, you didn't get to do any plugs.
I noticed it too, Rob.
You're on social media?
Yeah, Phil's weak. That's not how my superpowers work.
Check the show notes.
And don't ask any questions.
Call him Master Doom. He didn't go to evil podcasting school for nothing.
Or am I the robotic one?
Everyone's a clone.
We live in a society